Hey everybody, welcome back to some more live coding. Tonight we're going to talk about TypeScript. TypeScript is a special language that's built on top of JavaScript. They call it a superset of JavaScript. And basically it adds types. That's really the big thing, from my understanding. I've never really used it, so that's what this is going to be about, is about learning how to use it. So maybe you all have heard of CoffeeScript. CoffeeScript came and went, but it was basically like a Python implementation for JavaScript. Now it's still around, but I don't think it's maintained anymore. Now CoffeeScript was basically, it was like a special syntax, and then you compiled it and it spit out regular plain old JavaScript. So you could write it in this nice Pythonic format, but it compiles out regular JavaScript that you can put in the browser or run server-side. So that was pretty cool. It didn't really pick up, but you can see here, like if you look at the syntax on the left, this is the CoffeeScript. And so it looks a lot more like Python, and it's got the white space indentations and stuff. But TypeScript is kind of the same idea. It's a superset that you write and you run it through a compiler and you get out regular JavaScript. So we're going to take a look at the language itself and kind of what the features are and what makes it good and interesting. And so this is the agenda for the night. We're going to look at how to install it, how to compile and run the code, and then we're going to take a look at some of the features, like it has interfaces and types and things, so we'll take a look at how that works. And I know there's a tool called TSLint that will help give you advice about your code, so we'll figure out how to use that too. And I want to look into options for compiling, auto-compiling. I think you can use Webpack, but there might be a built-in option, so I'm going to check out what our options are there. And then I want to look at how to import and use a third-party library in TypeScript, like something like Cheerio, which is kind of like jQuery for parsing the DOM. And then how to actually package a TypeScript package for NPM. And so our end goal is going to be to try and build an image downloader. And it's going to basically work kind of like curl, but instead of downloading the web page, it's going to download all the images in it. So it will, you give it a URL, it'll download the page, it'll parse through all the HTML, pick out all the image elements, look at the source, and then download each one of those images and store it. So, and then we'll push that up as a package to NPM. And that will be our introduction to TypeScript. So if we check out their Wikipedia page, TypeScript is an open source programming language, which is an important feature to me. So, open source programming language developed and maintained by Microsoft, so it's got some strong backing. It is a strict syntactical superset of JavaScript and adds optional static typing to the language. So it sounds like we could just use it like regular JavaScript if we wanted to. TypeScript is designed for development of large applications and transcompiles to JavaScript. As TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript, existing JavaScript programs are also valid TypeScript programs. TypeScript may also be used to develop JavaScript applications for both client-side and server-side, like Node.js. For the transcompilation process, there are multiple options available. You can use the default TypeScript checker, or you can rely on Babel for converting your TypeScript to JavaScript. Okay, that's something I was wondering. If you're using TypeScript, do you still need Babel? Or will TypeScript put it out to like the lowest denominator? So it looks like you can use either. I'd probably trust the official one. Okay, so that's enough of the Wikipedia page. Let's go ahead and get started. So there's a quick start page. Maybe we'll try there. No, I don't want a quick start with any framework. Now, how about, oops, I want documentation. There we go. New to TypeScript, check out the 5-minute tutorial and get started with framework-specific quick start guides. You know, later on I do I do want to check out this React one. We'll see if we have time to get there. So maybe let's start here. TypeScript in 5 minutes. Okay, installing TypeScript. There are two main ways to get TypeScript. Via NPM and via Visual Studio plugins. Let's go with NPM. NPM install TypeScript. Okay, straightforward enough. And I'm going to do it globally. So I'm going to do npm install -g TypeScript. Okay. So it installed it. Good. So I guess okay. Building your first TypeScript file. In your editor, type the following JavaScript code in greeter.ts. Well, I'm going to call it hello.ts. I'm such a rebel. Alright. Function, greeter, takes a person, and it returns a greeting with the person's name. Okay. And then we will let user equal John Doe. Oops, come on. Gotta format it perfectly. Document.body.inner HTML equals greeter. Now, that's interesting because if you're doing it on the command line, where does document.body come into play? I've never used document.body in the command line. Okay, so TSC is the compiler. Greeter. It's TSC hello.ts. Okay, I guess that compiled it. And yeah, so down at the bottom is hello.js. Okay, I'm gonna open up VS Code on this directory, and I'm gonna check out these two files. Okay. Are you done loading? No, it's still loading. Okay, I think it's done now. Now where did I save it? It's called, yeah, hello.ts and hello.js. Jeez, I don't know why VS Code's going so slow. Okay, so this was our original one, and the one that it compiled is pretty much identical. It changed let to var. That's about it. That's fine. We're not really taking any advantage of any of the features. The result file will be a JS file, which contains the same JavaScript you fed in. Okay. Now we can take advantage of some of the new tools TypeScript offers. Add a :string type annotation. Okay, so we can specify we want this to be a string, and we will not accept a number. And let's give it a number. So let's see what happens. Will it error out? So we want TSCompiler, I guess, TSC, hello.ts. Okay, it takes a second. Man, even Go compiles faster than that. Okay. Yeah, good. So it caught this at compile time. It says, sorry, you can't pass a number. You must pass a string. Good. And so, when you get the resulting JavaScript, there is no such check. There's no such enforcement. It's purely at compile time that it's checking to make sure you're not using one, so that's interesting. Type annotations. Type annotations are a light way to record the intended contract of the function or variable. In this case, we intend the greeter function to be called with a single string parameter. Yes, we get that. Okay, notice errors interfaces. Let's develop our sample further. Here we use an interface. Okay, so they've got an interface. So basically, anything that has a string named first name and a string named last name will fit that. So, okay, let's try this. So let's try a class and call it person. We'll just go with one. They've got a name called string. And how about an age, which is an int? No, it doesn't like int. Integer. Int. Ooh. Number? No way, it really is, it's number. I was just joking, but I guess number is the valid type. Okay. So why is greeter red? Hold on, so now we say greeter takes a person. Yeah, it takes a person object. No, it takes a person interface. Is what it should be. Is an interface. And then it doesn't matter what object it is. It doesn't have to be of class person. It could be anything else. Like, what if we made a class called NPC? And we gave it a name and an age. And then we said new NPC. NPC equals new NPC. And then we can say npc.name equals vendor1. npc.age equals 1000. And then if we call greeter, we can give it our NPC. And it will say that's okay because it meets the contract of the interface. But so we didn't have to tell it anything about a person. It doesn't need to know that. So let's try compiling it again. And then if we look here, now you can see it created a class here, created a constructor. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I guess we should run it, right? And I've got Node installed, so I can do node hello.js. Yeah, okay, that's definitely not something you do with the command line. But we can do console.log greeter. That should work just fine. So let's see, TSC. I wonder if we can just run it directly. If we can just say run TypeScript. Oh, interesting. I guess we want to say person.name up here. Now, is there like a -- run? What about just TS? Is there like a TS? Okay, I guess we'll find out. So it looks like, yeah, you can make a constructor. Okay, nothing fancy there. It's cool, it's just like typed JavaScript. Almost like Java, you know? Eventually we're just gonna move. JavaScript is just gonna look like Java in the end. Okay, yeah, they wanted us to put it in the HTML. That's fine. Okay, so that was a good little primer. Oops. Okay. Deep dive into TypeScript Handbook. Okay, let's check this out. So in our agenda, we figured out how to install it and run it. I guess let's see. TSLint. How about this? npm install TSLint. There it is. Okay, let's see. How to run TSLint and TSC automatically. Now I wonder if that's something we'll have to set up with Webpack. Let's see what kind of features that the TSC has on it. Maybe it's got a watch or a run. Oh, there it does, I saw a watch. There we go. Watch input files. Okay, let's see, hold on. TSC, syntax, TSC options file. Oh, Eduardo Macedo says, haha, typing is cool, but TypeScript has union types. Union types. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like it just has the union operator? Advanced types. Union types are closely related to intersection types, yeah. Occasionally you'll run into a library that expects a parameter to be either a number or a string. For instance, take the following function. Okay, so pad left. Pad left is a funny example since I'm pretty sure it was the left pad. It was the left pad module that basically brought down the internet one day after they took that guy's kick module. And this was it. This was the whole module that broke the internet. It was like 10 lines long. Function pad left. Value string padding any. I see. So padding any can be any type. And then it checks if it's this type, if it's that type. Okay, the problem with pad left is that its padding is any, and any is too broad. Instead of any, we can use a union type for the padding. Oh. Okay, you basically just or. That's all it means, huh? It just means it's this or that. It's literally the or. The bitwise or operator. Okay, padding can be a string or a number. Well, that's cool. That's a pretty neat thing. And actually it's kind of neat that you can do it with whole classes too. Okay. So build. No, let's see. So watch will watch input files. Anything else? You can specify the version you want to compile to. Out file, outdir, remove comments, strict, always strict, types. Okay, so let's try the watch. So it was tsc-watch hello.ts. Starting compilation in watch mode. Okay, watching file for changes. So now this is here. Let's just add another line at the bottom that just says hello, new function. Okay, if file change detected, starting incremental compilation. Interesting. I wonder if it only compiles what it needs to. That's interesting. And yeah, okay, so that's cool. So I'm gonna make a couple notes here. Okay, so TypeScript notes, and so to install the TypeScript compiler, that is npm install TypeScript. Was that it? And then it's, yeah, to compile TypeScript files. Then you just call tsc myfile.ts to auto-compile on change. Use watch flag like this. tsc watch myfile.ts. I bet you can do a whole directory too. So ts stuff move hello.ts ts stuff. Now let's try tsc-watch our directory. Oh no, it wants, maybe if we do that. Okay, that seemed to work. Let's see. So now it's watching all of the files. Hold on, there's too many files in my home directory here. ts stuff, hello.ts. Let's delete that line, run it. Yeah, file change detected. Okay, so it can watch a whole directory too. And we'll do something like this. /star. Okay, so a couple notes there. So how to use TS Eduardo says, I'm kind of a Java guy, but I like this feature. Yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean, because you can have... In Java, you've got the same interfaces, but if you take a type, you can't specify... I'm not sure if you can limit it to the types. You just say, take a type. Like in C++, where you've got like the vector of some type T. You know, as far as I know in C++, you can't be like a vector of a person or a dog or something like that. So that is kind of cool. Okay, so what about... Okay, yeah, we looked at auto-compile, so I'll already go move that one up to the done. And I want to check out TSLint. So TSLint, is that just a matter of... Did I already try this earlier, TSLint? Oh yeah, I think I already installed it. Okay, so now do I just run TSLint? Okay. TSLint -- project to lint a folder. Let's just try TSLint TS stuff /star star.ts, but found no valid enabled rules for this file type. Okay, I think we need to figure out how to use it then. TSLint is an extensible static analysis tool that checks TypeScript code for readability, maintainability, and functionality errors. It is widely supported across modern editors and build systems and can be customized with your own lint rules, configurations, and formatters. Quick start. Yeah. Yarn global add TSLint TypeScript. Yeah, so we already installed those. We used npm though. You go in there and then you run TSLint-init. Okay. TSLint-init. Okay, and then that creates a TSLint.json file. And I guess this is where it puts your settings. So basically it's just got some defaults. Okay, that's fine. Now, let me go back here. Okay, so these are just my notes from my cookbook later. So to use TSLint, install with npm install TSLint. Initialize inside a project directory. And you do that with TSLint init. Boom. Okay. So now do I just run TSLint? No, hold on. Okay, so then what do they say? Generate a basic configuration file with init, and then lint TypeScript source globs. Okay, so we say TSLint with the configuration file of TSLint.json, and then we have to tell it the glob, or basically the regular expression of what to check. Okay, so I wonder if we can just do it without even passing the config file. Oh yeah, you can. So you can do it that way, but okay. So once you have it installed, then you run it with like that, or with the config. And it does let you do recursive directories. So the two stars, usually what that means is everything. So basically, inside your source directory, every subdirectory in there. So inside your source, if you've got 20 directories with TypeScript files, it will recurse into all of them and do that. And that's actually one cool thing about Z Shell, is that it will actually let you do the double star operator. It's probably being really slow because it's trying to go through all my stuff, but that's one cool thing about Z Shell. Okay, Full usage. Yeah, so how about auto? How do you auto run TSLint too? Is that where Webpack comes in? Auto run TSLint and TSC. So let's see here. It gave me a couple lint tips. Interface must start with a capital. Okay. Indentation expected, missing semicolons. Okay, so it's just telling me about all the good things I should do. Calls to console.log are not allowed. Interesting. So why is that? Calls to console.log are not allowed? I mean, obviously it's allowed because we did it. So you can disable, you can tell it looks like you can give it a special directive in your file. So even if you don't want to set up in your rule, in your config JSON, it looks like you can just give it a little, hey, quit bugging me about that one. So I'll run it again, and we can confirm that this time around... No, I still got it. Oh, no, it says disable next line. So I probably have to put that directly on the line in front of it. There we go, but if I just do disable... So you can disable next line, or you can disable globally with the disable. So that's cool. If you only say, hey, this one, explicitly just this one time I want you to ignore it, but not anywhere else. So we'll do it up there and it should complain. But not about the one on the bottom. Yeah, call on line 9 it complained, but not about line 22. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't know. I might want to comment them out, but I'll probably just fix them. So I wonder if there's actually a better alternative. I mean, is there a reason they actually tell you? In general, console methods aren't appropriate for production code. Okay. In general. I mean, I guess you should use a logger, is what they're saying. You should use a logger or something, but... Sheesh. No console. No console. They're crazy. Okay. How to use TSLint, so we got that figured out. Now I wonder, I bet you can get VS Code to run TSLint for you automatically. Yeah, so this one's deprecated in favor of the new VS Code TypeScript. I bet there's an official Microsoft TypeScript one. No? Yeah, TSLint by Microsoft. Okay, to launch VS Code, quick open, press Control P and put this comment in there. Okay. So we will do Control P and paste in ext install ms VS Code TypeScript TSLint plugin. Okay, it is now installing the Microsoft TSLint plugin. Okay, I think it's done. There we go. Now we're getting all of the nice little lint squigglies and mouse overs. And so here it's going to say age must be marked either private or public or protected. Okay. And so what happens if you click on peak problem? The class property age. Oh, I thought I was already there. Okay, so what happened about quick fix? No code actions available. Let's see. So yeah, I'll mouse overing each one, missing semicolon, quick fix. No code actions available. Oh, well, that's too bad. Okay. Well, that's cool, though. At least it gives us all of that help. Now, why does it complain about the indentation? Oh, it wants spaces, not tabs. Indent using spaces. Now, I think we can say convert indentation to spaces. There we go. So now it's done complaining about that one. Interface must... What? Interface must start with a capitalized I. Interface name? Like I person, literally? I'm an interface person. Okay. So this linter is actually really nice. It's going to give you a whole bunch of tips that even the compiler may not catch. So let's see. How do you do... That's too bad. Okay. So... That's cool. I'm not going to go fix all of them, but that's good to know we got the TSLinter set up in the... and configure in VS Code. Cool. So now we don't even have to worry about running that and checking it. It'll do it basically automatically every time. And then we can get that all sorted out before we run the compile, which we can even say just watch. You know, just watch this directory. And then... Okay, cool. So that's a decent little workflow for now. So let's check this out. So Mythic says, good day. Eduardo says, oh, it's like C#. I'm not sure what you mean about it being like C#. Just syntactically? Or because of the I? Is that a C# idiom to use an I at the beginning? Well, it would make sense because TypeScript is a Microsoft language, technically. So because it's a Microsoft language, it would make sense that they align well with the C#. And it also makes sense that they have really tight TypeScript integration into VS Code. Because I'm pretty sure they write VS Code itself in TypeScript using Electron. So one of the things, one of the reasons I am learning TypeScript is because I learned React the other day, and I wanted to check out Angular, but my understanding is Angular is all TypeScript. So I wanted to get a really solid understanding of TypeScript instead of flailing around trying to learn it while I'm trying to learn Angular. But it seems really attractive because you've got all of the nice conveniences of the types and the compile time checking. And with that, you can write web apps, obviously. Web apps like React and Angular. You can write desktop apps with Electron. You can write browser plugins and browser apps. You can write mobile apps, whether you do it with Cordova or you do it with NativeScript, which is something else I wanted to check out. So NativeScript basically lets you write, it's kind of like React Native, but it's TypeScript native, is kind of my understanding. So that's something else I wanted to check out, and apparently you can take your Angular app, run it with NativeScript, and it's not just a web browser, it's not just a WebKit wrapper for a web view. It's actually native widgets. So that one looks interesting too. And this one apparently is, I think this one's open source too. Yeah, open source framework for building truly native mobile apps with Angular, Vue.js, TypeScript, or JavaScript. So maybe I'll check this out. You know, if time permits, check out NativeScript, and I also want to check out the React with TypeScript. So we'll see how we're doing. Dark Coder says hi. Hey Dark Coder, welcome back. Let's see. Okay, so we got the TSLint going. Let's take a look. So they had a handbook page. Documentation. Tutorials, no. Here it is, handbook. So in the handbook is basically where they enumerate all of the features. So I just wanted to breeze through those and skim through them and see what we've got. It looks like most of the stuff you would kind of expect from other languages, but it looks like it has some functional programming things in particular. So, okay, types. Boolean, number. Okay, you got hex, binary, octal, pretty straightforward. Strings, double quote or single quotes. Expressions and template strings, you do $ brace. Okay. That's fine. Array, you've got an array. The second way to use generic arrays is to do, looks kind of like a template. So I probably kind of prefer the second one. It depends. It depends on what I use. I might lean towards the second one. Tuples. Okay, tuples are usually immutable sequences. At least they are in Python. I don't know if they're going to be immutable here, but they're kind of like arrays. When accessing, yeah, okay. Enum. Okay, so you can create an enum. That's really good when you just need to type. You just need to create, yeah, like colors. Okay, enums are good. Any. We may need to describe the type of a variable that we do not know. Now, how do you check a type? TypeScript check type. So yeah, let's say you take a parameter that is an any, and you don't know what type it is. You need to say, well, what kind is it? Well, I don't want to do instance of because I don't know what type it is. I want it to tell me. I want to say type parenthesis. Oh, type predicate? Type predicate. That means dot type. Hold on. No. There's got to be a way to get the type without having to explicitly say, is it this? Is it that? Is it that? Instead of just saying, what are you? Type checking in TypeScript. Type of. There we go. Type of. TypeScript. Type of. Type of. Okay. So you get type of, and then it returns you a string of the name of the data type. Okay, so you don't use a special keyword to compare it to. You actually compare it to the string name of the data type. Okay, I just wanted to see how you did that. They probably show me right here. Okay, void. Void is a little like the opposite of any, the absence of any type at all. You may see functions that return void, null and undefined. In TypeScript, both undefined and null actually have their own types. Much like void, they're not useful really on their own. By default, null and undefined are subtypes of all other types. This means you can assign null and undefined to something like number. Oh, I see. So you can basically say this number is null, and this string is null, and this person is null. Or undefined, so both of them. However, when using -- strict null checks, flag, null, undefined are only... Mythic says this really looked like JS. Well, it is. It is JavaScript. I mean, it's a superset of JavaScript, so it's JavaScript with a couple extra keywords and a couple of extra features. but it actually compiles down to JavaScript too. So it takes this TypeScript file and it compiles it down to JavaScript. So yeah, some of this stuff is important because like this was okay, if you've never watched this here, don't watch it now. I don't want to watch it because of copyright stuff, but it's not that long. I'm gonna post it in the chat. Bookmark that and go watch that later. But it's basically like why JavaScript has a bunch of weird type things. Like if you try and add two different types and then subtract two different types, you know, the null behavior and the undefined and all of that stuff just doesn't, it just acts really irrationally. So that's why null and undefined, I'm kind of particularly interested in how this works in TypeScript. However, when using strict null checks flag, null and undefined are only assignable to void and their respective types. This helps avoid many common errors. In cases where you want to pass in either a string or null or undefined, you can use the union type, string or null or undefined. Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it sounds like Eduardo has seen that before. Yeah, it's a classic. If you've never seen this other one, there's a good meme that's gone around. So there's a book called JavaScript, The Good Parts, and there's a book called JavaScript. And if you look at the good parts, the book is like 5% of the big book. The never type represents the type of values that never occurred. That's a new one for me. For instance, never is the return type for a function or an arrow function expression that always throws an exception or one that never returns. That's interesting. The never type is a subtype of and assignable to every type. However, no type is the subtype of or assignable to never, except never itself. Even any isn't assignable to never. Oh, that's not confusing at all. It actually makes sense. Throw new error. Got it. Never. That's interesting. Infinite loop. Yeah, so an infinite loop or something that throws an exception is a case of when you would return never. Okay, an object, that's probably, I mean, is that much different than the core one? Object is a type that represents non-primitive, yeah, any kind of combination. Oh, a symbol. A symbol, huh? That must be like, so in Ruby, you can create a symbol, and it's basically a shorthand way of referencing a memory. They're faster and they save memory, but they're neat little things. Okay, type assertions, that looks like the last thing. The last thing in here is sometimes you'll end up in a situation where you'll know more about a value than TypeScript does. Usually this happens, yeah, so you can do an assertion. So how are they actually doing? Oh, I see. They're doing the assertion by basically just not casting it, but like typing the variable so that you know, so that you guarantee that that's what it is. Oh, no, the type, oh. Yeah, so no, the type assertion is actually happening right here. And it's the bracket. It's either the bracket or some value as string. We've got a comment. Austin Lincoln says, hey, I self-taught myself Python, and I can't get a grasp on Django. Have you done a starters tutorial on it? If it helps, I intend to make a Discord bot that allows players to purchase roles using PayPal's API for Django or Flask. And you're also saying TypeScript looks like a rip-off of JavaScript? Well, yes and no. It's not a rip-off of JavaScript. That's not how I would call it, because they're not like trying to claim it as their own or anything. They're building on top of it and adding features that JavaScript could really use on large projects. So they're making JavaScript better. And it really is a superset of JavaScript, so again, it is JavaScript. Okay, so we went through all the types there. And okay, so Austin, to answer your question about Django, I recommend starting with their tutorial. So yeah, start with the write your first Django app. And then go try their tutorial and work through that. And if you have any trouble with that, come on the Discord server and ask questions, and I'd be happy to help you. If you're not on the Discord, just go to devdungeon.com and click on the Join Me on Discord link on the right, and you can ask all the Django questions you want there. Okay, and no, TypeScript isn't a fork of JavaScript. It actually compiles down to JavaScript. Okay, so yeah, we went through all the types, variable declarations. I'm gonna skip that. Okay, interfaces. We kind of looked at that already. Classes. I'm guessing there's nothing to... Okay, so they have inheritance. Now, do they have multiple inheritance? Do they have multiple inheritance? Let's see, multiple... Nope, there's no multiple inheritance here. Let's see. Okay, nothing else that's too special. Using a class as an interface? A class declaration creates two things. A type representing instances, and a constructor function. Because classes create types, you can use them in the same place you would use interfaces. Interesting. So that's kind of a neat thing that might be very useful. Using a class as an interface. Okay. So basically, if you use a class as an interface, you're basically saying, hey, I want to use this class, but anything that also matches what the class has, anything that may have subclassed this class is also acceptable. So that's a pretty neat feature. Functions. Okay, you just function. You got arrow functions. Generics. Okay, basically with... Okay. So yeah, you can use the any, or you can use the bracket. Okay, so that's kind of like C++ generics. Yeah, I'm gonna defer those. Enums, those are pretty straightforward. Type inference. Interesting. Yeah, so this is a good example. To infer the type of X, we must consider the type of each array element. I guess it's going to start with the first one. That's my guess. It'll pick the type of the first one. When no best common type is found, the resulting inference is the union array type. Oh. So it doesn't just force or pick one, it'll end up just saying X is going to be number or null. Okay. Contextual type? Okay, what else we have? Type compatibility. Type compatibility in TypeScript is based on structural subtyping. Okay, this is, I think this is their... I don't think they had multiple inheritance. I think this might be their form of doing it. So like in Go, you don't have multiple inheritance, you have composition. You would basically put one class inside of another one. Structural typing is a way of relating types based solely on their members. This is in contrast with nominal typing. Consider the following. An interface of a named thing. We've got a person, and they meet the named interface. And now, because of structural typing, we can say interesting. In nominally typed languages like C# or Java, the equivalent code would be an error because the person class does not explicitly describe itself as being an implementer of the name. Oh. So I think all it's saying is it will automatically determine that it meets that interface. And that's actually one thing that Go does as well, which is you don't have to specifically say, hey, this is a class, and I implement the interface of the named. It just says, well, do you meet it? Do you have those things? Oh, you do? Okay, no problem. You don't need to tell me, because I can just look myself and see if you do or not. The compiler says that. That's the compiler speaking. Okay, a note on soundness. TypeScript's type system allows certain operations that can't be known. Okay. I'm gonna skip that. Advanced type symbols. Yeah, this one I was interested in. A symbol is a primitive data type. Okay, so you actually have to create... Interesting. So they do it a little differently than they do in Ruby, but I think it serves the same purpose. Iterators and generators. Interesting. So I wonder, do people use Lodash with TypeScript? Or does TypeScript provide a lot of the array tools that Lodash provides? TypeScript with Lodash? Is that something people do? Well, it looks like they have the types for it, so it looks like you can. I wonder if that's common. For ... of statements. For blank of blank. Okay, so it's got like a for each loop. That looks like a pretty convenient one. What else we have? Modules. A note about terminology. It's important to note that in TypeScript 1.5, internal modules are now called namespaces. External modules are now simply called modules. Okay. Excuse me, I'm gonna grab a drink of water. One sec. Okay. Modules are executed within their own scope. Export. Okay. Exporting a declaration, export interface, export class, export const. Okay, so you can export all kinds of things. What does Lodash do? Lodash it's a utility library. So let's go to documentation. Yeah, so if you look on the left, it's got a handful of categories. So it's got array, collection, date, function, language, math, number. They're basically helper functions. So if you look in like the array ones, I think these are ones people use a lot. Concat, just an easy way to concat arrays. Difference, drop, fill, flatten, index of, join, last, nth, pull, remove, reverse, slice. So just helper functions to make working with arrays easier. And then there's other ones for collections, like they have some ways to loop over and map things, and then some math functions. Basically, kind of like a boost library. Okay, importing is just about as easy. So this is something I wanted to do because I wanted to figure out how to, create a package and use a package. Okay, so we're basically almost done reviewing the features, and then, I want to check out how to using/importing a library, and then creating a package for npm. Okay, so we would just do import, basically the same way you would do in Node.js, it looks like. Okay, what else do we have here? Namespaces, I'll skip that. Module resolution. Yeah, I'm just curious. So a relative import is one that starts with absolute slash, dot slash, or dot 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 slash. Non-relative, I guess we'll look for in your core directory. Okay, well that's fine. I think that's kind of how you would expect it to work. So JSX. JSX I've only ever seen with React. I thought it was a React specific thing, but I guess not. Or maybe it is. But it looks like you can use it. It looks like you can use JSX. Let's see if they give an example. Interesting. So you can... Okay, yeah, my component. Okay, here's an example of a component. Interesting. It looks a little complex to get a component up. Okay, well that's interesting. It's good to know you can make your own JSX components. Decorators. Decorators are nice. Now I wonder if that's something that JavaScript has. Is that something that's specific to TypeScript? No, it looks like with one of the ES5. Okay, so how do you make a decorator? Function F. Oh, basically it looks like you can just use any function as a decorator. Return function, target, property. Or do you have to... Yeah, interesting. Do something with target. Huh. Okay. So your decorator just returns a function that is what actually operates on the target function. Okay. Okay, so how about Cheerio in TypeScript? Let's try this. Okay, so I'm going to save these notes as TypeScript notes. and I'm going to save this in my cookbook. I'm going to create a new directory called TypeScript. Okay, and I'm also going to create, what do we call this one? We'll call it image grabber. Well, let's see. Let's not put it there. Let's make a legit new project for that. Let's see. Let's just add the TypeScript directory. Adding TypeScript notes. Okay. Just wanted to push those up to GitHub. So now, as far as our end goal and our final project, that is going to be taking care of these last two steps. So that's what we're working on now. So this is what we're going to do. We'll start a new project. Now I wonder if there's like an init TypeScript init new project. I wonder if they have like a command line tool. Set up tsc-init. Let's see what that does. So let's make a new directory and we'll call this image grabber TypeScript. This is going to be our first TypeScript project. TSCinit. Okay. Yeah, now it made the TSConfig file. Oh wow, that's kind of a big file. Okay, compiler options. They're all commented out, but I guess they've got the default values in there, which is really nice. So, hey, we're going to comment it all out, but here's all the defaults so you can at least review them. I like that. I like that they do that. Very cool. Okay, so it looks like we've got our config thing ready. So I guess we can try... Let's see. Let's use VS Code. And we've already got our TSLinter installed, so that's good. So this would be image grabber.typescript. Now let's see. I think they had on the official TypeScript page, I think they had some notes about packaging, project configuration. Okay, so they put things in the source directory. That makes sense. Okay, so basically we want to console.log test, and then down here we can get our compiler ready. And so I guess we can say tsc-watch source/star.ts, and we'll just let that one run. And we'll actually create another terminal where we can actually run. We can actually run our program when we want to. Okay, so now we want to actually, let's see, TypeScript package for npm. Yeah, here we go. Project configuration, publishing, declaration files. Declaration files. This guide designed to teach you how to write a high-quality TypeScript declaration file. Mr. Banana asks, about how many languages do you know? That's a hard question. Like, how many languages do I know really well? I know Python and Go and Java and JavaScript and Ruby. I did a lot of PHP, C++. What else do I have on here? That's probably the big ones. Those are probably all the big ones. Yeah, I've done a bit of Rust, just like tinkering with it and learning around with it, and Scala and Tickle. Like I've dabbled with a lot of languages, but I probably use 4 or 5 regularly. Library structures. I mean, I don't know if you count TypeScript as a separate language too. I kind of lump that in with JavaScript. JavaScript ecosystem is just crazy. There's so many frameworks and libraries and toolchain options that it's overwhelming. And I've been working through them, you know, one at a time. I learned React and React Native, and now I'm doing TypeScript so that I can start exploring Angular. And then I want to check out Vue and give them all a fair, like, at least one night of deep diving so I can give them fair understanding. Stuff I've been meaning to do for a long time. Okay, the library structures guide helps you understand common library formats and how to write a correct declaration file for each format. By example, let's see, templates, publish to NPM. The publishing section explains how to publish your declaration files to an NPM package. That's what I want. Now that you have authored a declaration file... Oh wait, have I? Have I done that? What is a declaration file? Declaration files... Okay, by example, the purpose of this guide is to teach you how to write a high-quality definition file. This guide is structured by showing documentation for some API along with sample API usage, explaining how to write the corresponding declaration. These examples are ordered in approximately increasing order of complexity. Global variables. Global variable foo. Now... I don't understand. Are these declare files like header files? Do you have to create like a header file with all of your types and all of your function declarations separately from your code? That kind of makes sense because that's what, like, to use any library with TypeScript, I think they have to provide the types. Yeah, I still don't quite understand. Yeah, it looks like it really is a .d file. Can you generate them? Auto-generate declaration file? TypeScript, is that something you can do? DTSGen creates starter TypeScript definition files for any modular library. Interesting. So let's go back to publishing. Publishing to the @types organization. Interesting. So you really do have to like publish your declarations to a special organization in npm. Geez, that seems like a bit of overhead. If your package is written in TypeScript, then the first approach is favored, bundling your package with npm package. Use the -- declaration flag to generate declaration files. Okay, thank goodness. This way your declaration files and JavaScript will always be in sync. If your package is not written in TypeScript, then the second is the preferred approach. Okay. Including declarations in your npm package. If your package has a main JavaScript file, you will need to indicate the main declaration file in your package.json as well. Set the types property point to point to your bundled declaration file. Note that the typings field is synonymous with types. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So let me look into npm package. So let's see here, npm help package. It doesn't know package. npm pack. npm packaging. Okay, creating Node.js modules. You create a package.json with an npm in it. Package name, that's fine. Version 1, description. Simple example of a TypeScript package that downloads images. Entry point, sure. Index.js. Test command, we don't have one. Git repository, doesn't exist right now. Keywords, I don't want to give it any. Author, nano. License, I'll do MIT. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Create the file that will be loaded. Yeah, so you give it the exports. Test your module. No, wait, test. Oh. You just run npm publish. Okay, let's see. How do you... Can you do like a... and test it locally? Install? Install npm package from source locally? A package is, yeah, okay, a folder containing a program. That, okay. So I should be able to... Right now... So let's see, package.json, this main should change to source / index.js. Okay, so now we've got an index TS, and then when we save it and run it, it should build. Oh, it was still trying to watch a file that had since been deleted. Okay, so now we've got our source index, so now... Now with npm, how do you export the npm package include executable? How do you include like a executable script in your package? Scripts? I think that's it. Oh, no, no. It's gotta be bin. Okay, yeah, we'll try, image grabber. Why don't we call it that? And we'll call it imagegrabber.js. And then that'll be kind of like a launcher script, which we can say, so this should be like exports how do you do the exports? There we go. Exports. We'll say exports a function called hello. And we'll just have it say test. Okay, so... oh, this is the JS file. I want to put that in the... Interesting. TypeScript doesn't have exports. Let's see, how do you do the export? Export class? It's just export. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we can just export a function like that. I think that's how we can do it. So in our index.js, yeah, we can see exports.hello. Okay, so that's looking good. Our image grabber should do, well, I guess technically we want an image grabber.ts, but I just want to see if this import works right. So we want to do basically export. Eduardo is saying it's export const. It's not export function. We'll try it out, I guess. So this would be require. Well, why don't we try this? JavaScript include module. I don't do JavaScript every day. I have to like Node.js import module. Is it require? I mean, require is the one I want, right? Oh, it's require. Require is the function, and so we can say a const, or is it a const? We'll try it. So the hello module should directly export oh, I see what you're saying, Eduardo. Yeah, so because it exports that function directly, what we're actually getting here is the function, right? So if we well, it's not going to run because okay, I just installed the module, so now it should be able to do the import. No. Cannot find module index.js. Now, since I installed it, now that I installed it and I named it that, is that what I need to do? No, hold on. Yeah, so I don't think I've ever published a... I don't think I've ever published. Oh, maybe I don't need the index or the JS. No, let's see. Well, actually, let's see. So did it install my bin script? So I told it to make a bin script called image grabber, right? Image tops. Okay, so it's gonna be... Oh, I guess I installed it globally. npm install... No, wait a second. Yeah, warn image grabber type 11 npm list. So there's no npm list. npm install image grabber. Oh, did that one work better? No such file or directory. Oh, it's trying to do it from my... Wait. Okay, so node modules .bin / image grabber. Yeah, there we go. So it did install my bin script, though it's not in my path. That's okay. So it did install the bin script, even though I borked it somehow. Yeah, unexpected. So maybe it is like... No, that's just too weird. And then... Oh, it's on line 1, it's having a problem. It doesn't even like this. Let's see. So, in my package.json, I've got the bin script and I've got this main. And I'm not sure... What is the main? What is the main versus the scripts versus the bin? Like, if I do npm run... No. The file... Main. The main field is a module ID that is the primary entry point for your program. That is, if your package is named foo and the user installs it and then does require foo, then your main module's exports object will be returned. This should be a module ID relative to the root of your package. So the main is what gets exported when it imports. We've got our bin script. So what's wrong with my actual bin script? So in here, it's exporting. It exports hello. So do I have to do like something like that? Now, does it even do that? Let's see. Copy. Is it expecting me to... Let's see. Syntax error, word unexpected, expecting close parentheses. Now, hold on. No, something's not right. Eduardo is saying, try import hello from image grabber. Yeah, so... let me try changing the name. Okay. Do we need to tell it? Okay, so we got, yeah, the main's right there, source index.js. Exports.hello. So yeah, we're gonna try just completely changing the name of it here. Okay, good. Well, at least it's reacting and doing something differently. Interesting. No such file or directory, no modules image grabber. Now, which one doesn't it like? Hold on, I'm gonna have to npm package tutorial. I'm gonna have to back this up and do like a regular. Yeah, so this is with no TypeScript. Make dir npm test. Okay, npm init. Yeah, package name. Sure, npm test. Blah 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 blah. That's fine. Okay. Create a package JSON. That's fine. Create the file that will be loaded when your module is required. Okay, so that's gonna be. Yeah, we'll call this one source. Source index.js, and we're gonna export hello. Okay, then test it. So what I was trying to do to test it was just run it locally, but I also want to add a bin script. Okay, so we're gonna call it hi there, and we'll run hello. First we'll just, is it even working? And then we'll say const hello equals require Oh, see, it wants to help there. npm test. Okay. We'll see if that works. So now... Okay, so we just installed that directory. Yeah, and it looks like it's there, but what did it say up here? No such file. Oh, that's just finding my current directory, that's fine. So now we can try /node modules in the bin. We've got that one called hi there. We should have one called hi there. Bin, hi there. Yeah, should that not have gone in? Yeah, so that's all I did for that one, to add a bin script. And it said it installed, right? npm test added one package. npm list. Oh. Oh, it's .bin. My bad. Okay, so now I'm getting the exact same thing. Syntax error, word unexpected, line 1 on hello.js. Now it's on line 6. Yeah, I'm... Oh, console.log. That's why that one's not working. Okay, syntax error, word unexpected. Expecting... Is it... I'm a little confused. Like, I thought this was pretty straightforward. What is the very first thing you have to put at the beginning of the JavaScript file to get it to work? Node.js, no, this is just... What if I leave everything out of it? Okay, that runs. Now we can do console.log run. Please. Syntax error, word unexpected. I mean, can you guys tell what am I doing wrong here? All I'm trying to do is print out a line that's telling me there's a syntax error. npm bin script. Now, maybe somebody has an example of a bin script that they can show me what I'm doing wrong. Does it... Could it really be that it needs, chmod plus x npm test hello.js? Holy cow. That really was it. It was trying to bash it. Anyway, okay. Well, let me just go back and feel terrible about the fact that that's probably all it was. No, I never pushed it. Eduardo, I never pushed it up to npm. So all I'm doing is reinstalling it locally That's all I'm doing, is reinstalling it locally and rerunning it. No, not here. I need that in the... here? So now we can try this, but instead of... oh, wait. Yeah, this should work. Okay, now it works just fine. I require the shebang. Yeah. Chmod -x. Image grabber. Yeah. The chmod doesn't matter at all. It actually really is just about the having the shebang at the top. Okay, well, that's good. So I'm actually going to create a TypeScript one. Let's do this. Let's actually make a bin directory. Okay. We'll delete the JavaScript one. And in our TS file... okay, yeah, so how do you TypeScript include module? No, I don't want export, I want import. Import blank from blank. Import hello from image grabber. Hello. Okay, now let's npm install and rerun. No such file or directory. Oh, because I updated the path here. So the bin is now in bin/image grabber. Oh, I need to compile it too. TSC bin slash... oh. TSC image grabber bin. Okay, so now... no, one more problem. E exists, refusing to delete. Interesting. Now it's complaining about overwriting. Okay. And then, okay, so I forgot to also compile the other one. Okay, so now it should print my message. There we go. Okay, now we are finally have our module framework up and going. So I want to add a .getIgnore, and I want to add a star.js as an ignore. Well, let's just be explicit. Let's say source and bin star.js, and TSC ***/star.ts. Oh wait, I should be in the right directory. Okay, that should do it. Now I'm going to add a README as well. Okay, so this is going to be compile. So actually, let's do this. We'll do, in your package file, you can add scripts. And so you can have one called build, and you can tell it TSC source/star.ts bin/star.ts, and then we can run npm build, and it should run that command. Oh, it should be, sorry, npm run, and then the name of your script here. And so now that does it, and let's go back so we can also say, let's make one called clean. And that's going to be remove source/star.js, bin/star.js. So now if we run npm run clean, it should go ahead and clean out our directories. Perfect. So we've got clean and build, and we can even make one called watch, and we can give that the watch ***/star.tes. And then, so while we're developing, we can actually say npm run watch, and then we can go through, and as we work on our files and make changes, it will detect the change and recompile. And if we want, we can just, you know, force it to say run npm clean and npm run build right before we push it up and do our npm publish. And actually, you know what I wonder, like, is that the best way to do it? Do you actually publish your JS files? Or do you publish the TS files and have them build when the package is installed? And if I don't specifically add the TS files here, will they still get uploaded? I guess, let's see. So, and Eduardo, yes, I am going to package this, but I need to add the actual logic first. So, yeah, I was just getting the framework all set up and making sure I understood how the packaging and the installing and the bin scripts run. So the last step here is going to be basically to like do the HTTP request and do that. So compile with npm build. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. npm build or npm watch. Clean with npm clean. Okay, image grabber TypeScript. Okay, simple implementation of a TypeScript module. TypeScript application, given a URL, downloads all images found. Okay. Okay. Let's see, links, live stream of coding this project. Let's go ahead and add a link to our project here. Our stream, rather, I should say. Okay, so this hello one can go away. I don't need that anymore. That was just for testing. Okay, there we go. Now we've got a link to this. Let's also, while we're at it, let's add a GitHub repository. Now, in the package.json, they actually asked us for a repository. Package.json repository. Let's see, repository. Yeah, okay, let's add that one in there. Repository is git, and we're gonna have to figure out the URL right after we create a package. So this is gonna be called under dev dungeon image grabber TypeScript, because this is really more important to me is the fact that it is TypeScript example rather than the fact that it grabs the images. That's not the important thing to me. So simple example of a TypeScript application package. Grabs all images from an HTML URL. Okay, create. Let's grab the remote address. Git remote add origin. I need to get init first. Then I can add the origin and check the status. Also check the get ignore and add things like .vs code. And I think those are all the ones we need. Git commit, we're going to say stable working module app framework ready to implement final logic. We get push, set upstream, origin, master. Okay. I don't like that package lock, it's out of date now. Okay, so now we've got... Oh, I guess we also need to update this repository URL. Okay, that should do it. Okay, so the last thing that we really need to do, and so basically we figured out how to import modules and how to export modules. And just to confirm, this is how you import. The import's a little different than the require statement, but when you get down to it, what you end up in the raw JavaScript is the require statement. Okay, and I do like this a little cleaner. I do like this import statement better. And then we've got the export here. So we've got the export and the import in TypeScript. And we've got this, so okay. Now we're almost done here. The last thing I need to do is basically add a dependency. Let's see, I need to add a dependency for Cheerio. And so let me actually, okay, so we've got imagegrabber.js. And in here, okay, so let's rename this. We're going to call it grab images. And then we'll pass it in the URL. And the URL will come from the CLI args, kind of like curl. Okay, so we need to go back into ImageGrabber, and we need to export this and call it grab images. And we'll say, give it a URL, which is a string. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and type it. Start taking advantage of the types. Okay, we're going to say do HTTP get on URL and Cheerio parse the HTML contents and extract all image tags, and then from there we want to extract the source attribute, and then we want to download the source URL image to an images directory. Boom. That's our pseudo code. That's pretty much the rest of the logic here. And then here it's going to be get URL from command line arguments, print usage if help or no args passed. Okay, so this is going to be our actual command line script that like handles the execution logic, and this is going to be the index.ts is going to be basically where we define the logic that actually does all of it. And sure, we could even, if we wanted to extend it, we could give it like a directory path, but I don't want to make it too featured. So I'm really happy with what we've learned so far. I was basically able to figure out all of the major things that I wanted to, like how to compile, how to auto-compile, how to use the linter, reviewing all of the language features, how to import and export modules, and how to publish, how to basically package a module. And so we were able to install it locally and test it all out without even having to push it up to npm. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a short 5-minute break in just a second. So let's see. Mythic says good night. Have a good night, Mythic. Thanks for coming out. So yeah, the last thing I want to figure out is how to import this other module for TypeScript specifically. So we have to install their types in order for it to work in TypeScript. So let's see. All right, I'm gonna go take my 5-minute break now, and I will leave the pseudocode up, and I will leave this. Yeah, maybe we'll. Yeah, I don't think we'll have time for those tonight, but I'll be right back. Alright, hey everyone, I'm back. Thanks for everyone who's been sticking around. Oh, Eduardo says you're going to sleep. Nice stream. Hey, have a good night. And I appreciate the tips and everything, you know, the pointers and the assistance. Totally appreciated. So let's see. So basically, I am ready to go. I've got my module all hooked up and wired up, and I basically just need to drop in the actual logic to finalize things right here. So now, hold on. One thing that I actually wanted to figure out first is publishing TypeScript to NPM. Do you push the JS files, or do you just push the TS files? Is it better practice to build the JS files and then push the TS and the JS files together up to NPM? Or can you tell it to, like, build the JS files at the moment they install the package? So... Oh yeah, actually I forgot completely about this whole declaration file thing. So actually, I think I do need to take an extra step for a TypeScript library. Add a declaration true to your TSConfig.json. Okay, declaration true. Also, maybe that's not the default. Okay, so now I can run npm build. No, I gotta run npm run build, which is going to run my build script here, my command line that I set up in the package.json. Oh, it's let's see, hold on, let me commit before I lose anything. And let me actually leave a little bit of default text here. Okay, and then in the image grabber code, I'm just gonna right now just say console.log attempting to grab images from, and then the URL, just like that. Okay, so that's all it's gonna do right now. It's just gonna say what it's trying to do. Okay, so now I need to run npm run build. There we go. That built. Now we'll add everything and say stable working framework. Okay, so now I'm gonna try. There's no no, that's not what I want. So hold on. We added declaration is true, but it did not create the declaration file. Add declaration true to your TSConfig. This tells TypeScript to emit a d.ts definitions file. Note, at this point, when you run the TypeScript compiler, it will complain if you're using a private repo that's not exported. This is because your types that are a part of any public-facing API have to be exported so that users of your library can get type checking goodness. So maybe it's because we don't actually have any classes. What if we just add do I do it like that? Okay, so now if I build it npm run build, I keep forgetting npm run script build. Okay, now did it build the .t .d declaration file? No. Oh, I have to tell it to use my config file. I have to say -c tsconfig.json. And same thing down here, probably. Okay, now... Okay, now it's actually working better. And it's actually complaining about this, because you're not actually supposed to have comments in JSON. Okay, now there's interesting... Node modules is missing. Unknown compiler option -c. What? Hold on. Now, we just figured out here with the config file. Oh no, that was for the TSLinter. I'm guessing this one does use the TSConfig JSON by default, but how come there's no .t? Is it because I didn't export it? No, I did export it. I exported the things. They don't need to be in a separate, they just need the export keyword in front of them. Add types to your package.json. Well, I would add types if it actually generated them. Let's see. But you still want all the types, and you don't want to commit the compiled JS files. Okay, then this article's for me. Because I'd rather not commit the JS files. I'd rather just commit the TypeScript files. Okay, so I did that npm init and tsc init. This generates package.json and tsconfig.json. We did those. Then follow these steps. Add declaration true to your tsconfig.json. Okay, that's there. Note at this point, it will complain if you're using a private type, i.e. not exported. Do I need to do something like public class? No. npm publish. Yeah, here's what your final package.json might look like. Main, dist index.js, types, script, build, okay, yeah, build. Dev dependencies, TypeScript. Interesting, yeah, we don't have TypeScript as a dependency. I don't think that breaks it though. Okay, outdir, strict, exclude. Yeah, come on, why is it? Well, we'll try it. We'll try it the way it is for now. Let's see, how do they do their exports? Yeah, it's just like that. Package.json. That looks fine. TSConfig. Okay. Okay. How to publish TypeScript module. So we have this one on the publishing, right? Okay, include your declarations in your npm package. Oh, use the -- declaration flag? What? -- declaration on what? On TSC? On npm? On Node? On TSLint? Okay, let's try TSC -- declaration. Hey, that one actually worked. So how come the flag here that says declaration true? Let's see, how come it's not, it's like it didn't use, oh, I have a bug in there. Okay, well that worked fine. That actually worked really good. But okay, so yeah, because for the launch script, I'm gonna leave just a regular JS file. Yeah, we'll just do like that. So the bin script will be pretty straightforward. We don't need to TypeScript that, but we're gonna TypeScript the library. And good, now we see the declares and all of that, and so now we have to add our types. I'll do that maybe right here. So then we say types is, I think that's, let me verify. Oh no, it's just a straight. You probably could give it a list, but so that's going to be source / index.d.ts. Okay. All dependencies are managed. Make sure you have all the ones. Yeah, so we do want to add it, I think, at least at a minimum TypeScript and Cheerio. Okay, here our package depends on these. Okay, and Cheerio, same thing. They do not specify. I guess we can just do latest. And then at types / Cheerio. It's going to be at types Cheerio. Okay, and we're going to need that to use the Cheerio types within our code, within our TypeScript code. Okay, so build, I'm going to do declarations. I'm going to delete it just to make sure that it does get rebuilt. npm build, npm run build. Okay, file bin / ts not found. Oh, that's fine. Oh no! I think it deleted my. Oh no! It almost deleted my launch script. Okay, we'll run build again. TS dash declaration. So what is it complaining about? Local package.json exists, but node modules is missing. Failed to build the script. Local package.json exists. Well, yeah, the local package.json exists. That's what I'm trying to build. I mean, I thought of all people you would understand that VS Code. I guess it's the TSC compiler, really. It totally hung up my VS Code. Give it a second. Let's give it a second. I'm gonna grab a drink of water. So why is my TSC not using TSConfig.json? So, yeah, can I just be explicit? Okay, --p path to config. Okay, so that would be TSC --p. Wait. Oh yeah, --p tsconfig.json. How about that? npm run build. Uh-oh. Whatever happened to my code, it messed up the rendering of the terminal. Okay, npm run build. Oh, that's just a warning. Okay, let's actually try and run that ourselves. Option project cannot be mixed. Hold on. Oh, interesting. It's saying if you specify the sources in the command line, then it won't let you use the config file. Basically, if you're using the specific files, I think that is what causes it to override the use of that tsconfig file. Okay, so let me go back to the package here. We'll try it without that. Okay, delete that, and just run tsc by itself, and it works. Okay, so I'm gonna modify. Oh no! Where did my package.json go? Shit, package.json. Okay, so now it's working better that I'm not giving it the specific files to work on. Okay. And not that one. Okay, now we need to go back and add the dependencies. Oh, and we need to add, again, the types. The dependencies. And really what we want is Cheerio. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now we should be able to actually use Cheerio. Just say npm install Cheerio. And we also want npm install @types/Cheerio. Okay, and it even stored the version here. It updated my package.json. Okay, so now in our index.ts, we should be able to use Cheerio now. And we will just pop over their example. So yeah, we will import Cheerio. I suppose we could do that up here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we can get this to work. $25.58. Okay, we're gonna try and install it and run it and actually see if it works. Sort of. Sort of. Now, done. Now what is this supposed to output? Maybe that does a console log by itself? No, it's not reinstalling my package. Let me delete the lock. Reinstall. Oh, you know what I think I need to do is there like a I guess I need to just do it myself. npm run build install. npm run build. I need to convert my files to JavaScript, I guess. There we go. Cheerio is online and working. Now I wonder if I delete that JavaScript file and I run it again. Yeah, error. So can we do something like npm build TypeScript? When is the best time to build that? Can you do it when they install it? Let's see. Basic setup. Okay, create a repository. Yeah, init. No, give me the good stuff. Adding TypeScript as a dev dependency. Okay, compiler options. Okay, those are fine. Actually, I think I do want to add the out directory and the include. Okay, so let's go back to our TSConfig and okay, outdoor. Yeah, let's make that live. Strict true. Okay, so then there's include. Interesting, there's no include. Okay. Let's just see if they'll take it. Okay, now let's try npm run build. Oh, I guess I gotta go inside, npm run build. Okay, close. It ran some. Oh yeah, it really doesn't like the include. Now, which one? Source root? Instead of source locations? Source map, out file router, the root directory of input files. No, let's see. Source map option, source root. Okay. I think that's gonna be fine. Cool. So now those output in live, so we'll want to update our package.json, I think. No, maybe not. Yes, live/index.js is where it should be. And types should be live/index.t. Okay. And to clean is now going to be remove live/star. Okay. I'm happier with that now. Okay. Fine. So this is all good. Ignore compiled code in Git. Okay, so they are suggesting here in this case that we do ignore the everything built. Formatting and linting. npm save dev prettier TSLint. No, I'll leave that off for now. Now you can run npm run lint, run format, okay. Don't include more than you need in your package. This is what I need. In our git ignore file, we add live because we don't want the built JavaScript files. The opposite goes for a published package. We don't want the source files, only the build files. Okay. Okay, that really clarifies. That clarifies what I've been looking for. And they said there is a npm ignore. And in there is where we can basically say ignore source. Because we don't actually want to push that up to npm. Only the lib. Oh, node modules should definitely be ignored. Okay, this can be solved in two ways. One is to blacklist files in the npm ignore. Okay, yeah, so I guess there's some others. We also want TSConfig.json can be ignored. Our source directory. I mean, probably things like our git ignore and whatever, but that's fine. However, blacklisting files is not a good practice. Every new file, yeah. Instead, you should whitelist the folders you want to publish. This can be done by adding files property in package.json. Okay, let's do that then. Do I already have a section for that? Files? No. Okay, so we will specify the files that should go. And this is going to be bin/star and live, everything in live recursively. Is that really all we need? Yeah, they need the compiled files, the launch script, and you know what? If we're gonna do that, then we might as well do the TypeScript for the launcher script. But whatever, I'll leave that as is for now. We could. Okay, and then just a comma at the end. That's it. Easy. Only the live folder will be included. Yeah, well. I guess they don't have a bin script, so it's okay. Okie dokie. I think that clarifies all the questions I had. And now we've actually got our logic hooked up. Well, we've got our dependency loaded. And basically, you know what? I think we can just pass it the URL. Cheerio.load. Let's see, documentation. Where's the documentation? Here we go. Loading. Okay, now will it do an HTTP request, or do I have to do that? I guess I have to do that. HTTP get JavaScript. Just give me one without a dependency. I don't want to have to use Axios or something. jQuery? No. Let's see. XML HTTP request? That's not how you... Let's try Node.js. HTTP. Get. There we go. HTTP.get. Example. Jeez, what a long get example. Let's just do a function here. We'll do function get URL contents. URL, which is a string. And let's clean this up. So so let's import the HTTP. And actually, I think we want HTTPS. We get the URL, and then this is going to be the response. And we need to do something with the response. I don't care about the headers. I only care about the 200. And in this case, I will just return null. Otherwise, it is successful. And then we're gonna pull in the data on the response. Let's see, what will that be? A string? On data end, No, we don't want to parse it with JSON. We actually don't really want to do anything. We just want to return the raw data. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure what that one's gonna be either, so I'll do any. Okay. So now we can say get URL contents of our URL. And we'll say that's our data, and then we'll try and load the data. And then print out the HTML just to confirm that it's working. Okay, now let's try to basically reinstall and rerun our program. Oh, I'm gonna have to build it. So I'm gonna have to do npm run build. It's gonna rebuild the JavaScript, and now we're gonna try running this with all of our new package.json stuff. Okay. Okay. Close. Close. It was trying to parse. Okay, something. It's not getting something. Let's see. If data equals null, no data received, return. I guess this needs to be in parentheses. Let data string. String or null or void? Or would that be undefined? It would be void. Okay. I guess or data equals void. Okay, let's try that again. Let's see, cd image npm run build cd dot. Okay, that will could not install. Let's see. I need to go back. Interesting. Okay. We're gonna do that. Oh, no wonder. It's silly. There's just no space. Unexpected token? Okay. It looks like I just left. Unexpected expression? Let's see. Hold on a second. TypeScript or? How do you do an or? TypeScript or if statement? What am I missing here? I'm really confused about what it didn't like about this one. But whatever, we'll go with that. Cannot read property parent of undefined. Okay. Okay, so we'll say null received, and then here we'll say undefined received. And if this is not 200, we'll say console.log what the status code was. Okay, let's try that. Oh, I'm gonna have to build it again. No, this is building it for me. Undefined received. Okay. Return null. Okay, so the problem is happening with the HTTP GET. So it should at least give me console.log response. Okay. Okay, so here's our response. Okay. Let me make sure. Yeah, site's still up. Okay, it sure gave me a whole lot of information. Look, okay, now look, it's giving me... Where's the response code? Jeez, it's like 50 pages. I just want the response code. Connection close. It looks, I mean, it looks like it kind of worked. It actually got back a response. Okay, so I guess it is getting past this point because it's not doing that. So it's actually happening here. Response dot... Let's see, Node.js HTTPS, Node.js HTTPS get example. Oh wait, I know how to do this. I forgot a long time ago I actually did a Cheerio tutorial. Now how did I get... Oh, I actually used a library called request. Let me try that. Yeah, forget all that. Okay, how about TypeScript request? Okay, so they have a types package too. So I think I can do this npm install -- save request at types / request. That will install the 2 packages that I need, and it will update my package.json. Uh-oh. It didn't update my package.json. Did it work? Yeah. Oh, I know why. It's because I installed it in the wrong directory. Now if I go back and look, there we go. Now those libraries are there. Okay. So now let's go back here. Now we should be able to use our request. Request library, okay. Those are just lint issues. And actually all I want to do here is return the body. Now, is it bad to return in the middle of a callback like that? Is it better to like store it in a variable here and return it at the end? Okay, we're gonna try this out. Error. Found 3 errors. Oh, these are legit errors. Okay, yeah, so an error is, I don't really know, a response. Let's see. Hold on, let me see. They should probably have the types defined here. Okay, so let's see, is there one called error? That's any. Okay, response is a response, body is any. Okay. Let's see if that compiles now. 1 error, still found 1 error. Require request. Const request equals required request. Oh. Okay, now let's try this. Nope, still 1 error. Cannot find namespace request. Oh, it knows where response. Okay. Oh, it worked. Undefined received. Okay, let's see here. Get URL contents. Okay. Okay, so we got our function called getURLContents that's going to, let's do this. Let data equal a blank string, data equals body, then we will return. Oh, you know what? Do I have to actually say it's going to return a string? Do I have to do something like that? That way it knows it's actually returning a string? Oh, that did work. That did work. Okay, let me undo this and see if I can go back to just return body. Oh no. Or void. Okay. Undefined received. Okay. This, I think it does have issues trying trying to do the return in the callback like that is just weird. Okay, now something's weird about this HTML now. Because I'm pretty sure the page has more stuff in it than that. But we've got it like 99% hooked up now. Okay, so now we can go back and Cheerio's actually parsing. Cheerio's actually parsing our data now. So now we can say, basically go through and find every image tag, and then for each oh, I guess this needs to go after we define. Okay, so let's see. Let's try that. Let's see if that works at all. No, yeah, so what's the deal with this? For each image, now what is this in this case? The function? Hold on, let's pull up a Cheerio, another Cheerio example. So that's the element. I guess would it be, this would be the element? Is that how it works? Close. Okay. HTML.text. Let's try that. No. Okay. Close. How do we get some more examples? Loading. Okay, we loaded it, that's fine. Normalize white space, XML, options, okay. Dot attribute. Okay, let's try this. Now, I'm not sure what's going on here, so let's try this. Sorry, it's a little weird trying to try it out with TypeScript. And so it's, I mean, it says it compiled and it worked, but it's not. Let's try another one. Let's try A with the hrefs. No, something, let's see, Cheerio with TypeScript. Maybe someone has got an example out here. Import star as Cheerio from Cheerio. Well, no, my import's working okay. It's .each function ilm. Okay, maybe that's .each. That's going to be the index and the element. Okay, and that's probably going to be a number and an any. We'll try those. Compile, build, run, install, test, fail, something. Console.log. Pulling links. It is working, right? Yeah, okay, I definitely still see pulling links. Now, how come... you know what? This is never getting updated. Let's see, TypeScript request HTTP. Oh wait, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Result. Wait. We'll do result. Okay. And while we're at it, why don't we log the result, the type of, so that we can understand and be sure exactly what I don't know what I'm supposed to return. Wait, yeah, so here's... This one got a bunch of... error response body. I was handling it maybe a little differently. Let's see, back up. Yeah, okay, let's back up to where I was here. Let's see. Console.log response received. Okay, so if we get a response, let's just try and print it out. Are we even getting that far? Are we even getting a response? Oh, now suddenly it wants to work. Look at that. Now, hang on a second. How do you TypeScript return a promise? How do you return a promise from a function? Promise? Is that all you have to do? Okay, so we'll say... Oh wait. Async. And we're gonna return a promise? No. String? Oh, did we do it? Okay. These promises and the async stuff is throwing me off. Okay. That equals body return. Okay, now on the other side, I think I have to do something like data.get. Okay, like how do you unwrap? Okay, then. Okay. No, wait a second. Is it actually working? Is it actually printing out the HTML? No, it found some errors. Let data... Hold on, line 12? Let data... Oh, it's none of those now. It's a promise, right? It's a promise string. Did we finally get it? Finally kinda got it? Okay, so... Okay, so the data's coming back empty. So, would we do something like that? Okay. Response then, now if I print it out like that, will that work? No. Unhandled promise rejection dot catch. Error during HTTP GET. Now what's up with this? Okay, let's try that code out. Response.then is not a function. Yeah, so console.log response. I'm trying to figure out what's happening with this thing that it's giving me back. It's giving me back a promise. Okay, no, so the response is still the whole object. So if I do response.body, will that give me back Okay. Okay. It's not response.body. Okay, hold on. Cheerio. No. It's request HTTP Node.js. Here we go. Body. Promises. Let's see, request. It should be Node.js. Promise example. Request. What am I doing here? The promise is pending. Yeah, so how do you... Well, I mean, once you've got this promise, what do you do with it? I thought you did .then, but it's telling me that it doesn't have a .then. It just says it's an object. Using promises. Promise, then okay, so that's what I'm doing down here, right? I'm storing a... well, maybe it's not a string. Maybe it's a promise of a response. I am... TypeScript HTTP GET. I don't know why this is being so difficult. It's like, it only worked with the callback, and when it was in the callback, it wouldn't sync up and return, and when I synced it up with the promises, now it's just behaving stupid. So, TypeScript HTTP request. I want specifically that request library if I can. Oh wait, you know, they always say, what, Axios is the one to use now? Okay, let's try this again. One last time with Axios. Maybe the request is just... TypeScript. Axios includes TypeScript definitions? Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll try that, and I quickly need to do npm install save Axios. Okay, now we've got Axios. Okay. Now is this still a promise that it's returning? Yes, it is. Okay, so now can we do... Can I do data.then without it freaking out on me now? Uh-oh, TypeScript crapped out on me again. Or not TypeScript, but VS Code. Time to drink some water. Okay, my VS Code had a stroke, but now it's back, and we're gonna test out this Axios library now. Holy cow, it worked! Look how beautiful that is, and look how easy that was. especially compared to what I was going through before. Jeez, that's so much easier to deal with. Okay. Okay, so then once we get the data, we'll say let body equals none, and then here we'll say body plus equals text, and then we're going to load the data. Well, I guess then we actually want to load the body, and then we want to pull the links out, and then hopefully now those will work better. Shoot. Can we not, like, how do I get this out of the promise? Like, how do I get this out of there into here if I can't set it here? I mean, am I setting it? Is it now Cheerio that's being bad? No, it's like I can't get the body out of this. This is why I hate JavaScript. So, like, what do I want to do here? Do I have to put everything I want to do? I have to put all of the logic that I actually want to do in here? Like, I don't want to have to put all of my logic just inside this block, and I'd rather also not have to just call another function from inside of it. Cowstuff says Crystal is a better programming language. I've used Crystal. Crystal is basically a compiled version of Ruby, and I'd have to disagree that it's better. But Crystal is a cool language. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. So I guess now I've got to print process body, and we'll pass it the body, and then we're gonna have to actually create. Oh no. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I've got to create function process body. Body should be a string. And then, yeah, I want to put all this in there. Okay, so that should work. That should hopefully have access to the thing I need. There we go. That's looking so much better. Okay, so now it's actually printing out the body. Good. So let's see, I don't want to print the HTML anymore. Okay, let's try this one more time. We're getting much, much, much closer. We're almost done. Wait, why are you printing out? Why are you still printing out the body? Here, yeah, no, you go away. All I want is the links to get printed out. And processing body, we're going to print out some log messages just to make sure that everything's firing that we think is firing. Okay, processing body. I guess what, it couldn't find any A's? Cheerio example. Cheerio load. Yeah, I want to do selectors. Okay, so we loaded it up. Oh, you know what it might be? It might be the fact that it was breaking everything, or it was HTML encoding everything. So and let's also, while we're at it, print out the type of the body so we can be sure we understand what type it is. Oh, so this is actually still the whole object. Okay. I think that's where I was really messing it up. So now if I pull out the body .data, it works! It works! We have success! We are almost done. We're almost done. We've almost achieved supreme victory. Okay. Okay, so do we even need this whole function here called get URL contents? I don't think we do need it anymore. In fact, what I'm gonna do is just that, just like that. Boom, just Axios.get then. Like that. And then on process body, we will, instead of the anchors, I want to pull out the image sources. Okay. Boom. Now we're getting all the image sources. Okay, so now we want to download each one. Download each image. And so the first thing we're going to have to do is create full URL if only relative. So we'll have to set that. And then download each image. So Node.js download file. Axios. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna take a look at their download image function here. Download image, okay, URL. That's the output. Okay, we gotta create a writer to write it and a path to send it to. And I don't think we're using path anywhere again, so I'm just gonna do that. And then this is just gonna be Axios. We'll take in the URL here, and that's gonna be a string. URL get response type string. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, then we're basically just gonna pipe the data that comes back. And equal last, well, we'll just give it an index. We'll give it a crappy name. Okay, resume, writer on finish, resolve, reject. Okay, so we need to import file system. I guess we can capitalize it in path. And import path from path. Okay. Okay, so we'll see if this Axios thing works. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought my VS Code froze up again. The file name is just going to be image X. Well, I guess we're going to need the extension too, huh? File extension. Okay. If relative URL. Okay, so we're gonna grab the source string and we'll say if source 0 starts with a slash, then it's relative, and we want to say image URL equals base URL plus source. Okay. And then we'll have to get the base URL from the original URL. And I guess we can get that from the response. And this isn't really the body, it's really the response. And if we inspect the response from before, oh no, it's long gone. I think we can get the response URL. And once we have the URL, we can then parse it. For now, we'll just say let base URL equals okay. Otherwise, image URL equals the full source. We'll download the image URL to image plus file extension, and we'll say get after.png, and for now we'll just give it a hard-coded one. So let's see how well that works. If it works, it'll tell me that a directory needs to be created. No such file or directory. Oh, it's trying to run it from there. Make dir images. Okay, try it again. And that's fine behavior. I don't care if it fails when the directory doesn't exist. Okay, I think it might have worked. We go into the images directory, and there they are. It worked. We're done. Success. Go home. Okay, actually we need to do a little bit of cleanup, and we need to fix... We need to do that. We need to do that. And we need to do this. Okay, couple to-dos. Couple to-dos, and then we're done. Parse URL. Yeah, okay, JavaScript, I forget. JavaScript parse URL. I think they have a built-in function. URL.parse. URL.parse. Response.url. We'll say let parsed URL equals that. And... oh, URL from inspector? No. Import URL from URL? Okay, and then we want the we're gonna want the domain and the schema. Error invalid argument must be of type string. Where are we? Oh, it needs a string. Axios response object. Okay, I just need to see what the response object looks like. Axios API docs. Where's the documentation? Homepage. Where's the response class? Please just tell me what the response class looks like. Here we go, response schema. Data, status, status text headers, request. Request is the thing that generated it. Okay. I think I can get it from there then. So if I pull the URL from the request on the response, I should be able to get it. No. Okay, hold on. Request object. Okay, now what does the request object look like? Request config URL. So shouldn't I be able to get it from there? Let's see. Axios get URL of request from response. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to do log the response again. Okay, now we've got the response here. And we can look and try and find the URL. Config URL. Response config URL. Response.config.url. Okay, I think we've tracked it down. Yeah, we did. There it is. Boom. Exactly what I wanted. Okay. And then from there we can say parsed URL dot hostname. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so in that case it's actually printing out the whole URL. That's the parsed URL, got it. So we've got the host, and we need protocol. Protocol and host. Okay, so this is going to be plus slash slash plus that. There we go. That is our base URL. Let base URL. Yeah, okay. Okay, now we can say base URL just to be certain. Okay. Okay. So that seems to be working. Let's clean up. Okay, we can get rid of that. Actually, I guess. Okay, so we've got the base URL. Parsed URL, pulling out the base URL, getting the image URL. Okay, now we need to get the file extension. And that's going to be part of... We can take that from the original URL. And then we can say JavaScript string split. Okay, I should be able to do, yeah, dot split, and then give it the period. And then so we'll say split URL. And then we can say split URL. I think we can do the -1 index. And that's going to be the, file extension. So we'll log it out just to be sure. And then that should be it. That should be the last little piece to tie it all together. File extension undefined. Let's see. JavaScript get last element. if I was using Lodash, let's see, how about that? Oh. I guess what I really want is the image URL. I really want to split the image URL. Okay. Now it should be better. There we go. PNG, PNG, PNG. Okay. Okay, JavaScript make dir. fs.exists. Okay, yeah, let's check this. We want to make sure that the directory exists. If not, if it doesn't exist, oh, what's this? What is this complaining about? Expected 2 arguments but got 1? FS exists JS. How do you check if it exists? Exist path callback. Exist sync. Oh, got it. Could not find directory /images in current directory. Aborting. Console.log. Create /images to store downloads. Now, obviously, it would be nice if we could be more flexible there, but for this example, that's gonna be sufficient. Okay, we're done. This thing it's working. Let's see, I guess one last thing I want to do is add plus dot. Okay. So now we delete all those. Now if we save it, we should see it downloading all the images from the page. Cool. So actually there's... Where is... Here we go. On our launcher, we actually need to take the command line arguments. Node.js takes CLI args. Where is it? Process.argv. Okay. Process.argv0. Now I'm not sure if 0 is going to be the program itself, or 0 is going to be the first argument. We'll find out. I guess it is the first one. Okay. So we'll say if process.argv.length is less than 2. We'll say not enough arguments provided. How do we do it? Node.js system exit. No, not exist, I want exit. Process.exit, okay. And we'll say usage. We'll just say provide a URL as the first argument. And ideally we'd print out some help information and stuff too, but this is really just meant to be an exercise in learning TypeScript and publishing an NPM module. Okay, and the only other place I wanted to do this was down here where it said, yeah, if the thing doesn't exist, we'll go ahead and exit there too. Okay, I'm gonna try it out one last time, just make sure it all works. Now it should tell me, hey, you didn't provide a URL. I guess it's actually 3, because it's actually going to be node script name and then the argument. Not enough arguments. Yeah, okay, so now we can say image grabber, then we'll try HTTPS. Well, why don't we try NPM? Let's see what kind of images we find on NPM. Alright, it downloaded a whole bunch of images. Cool. Look, that's awesome. This is going to be good for, I don't know, whatever you need to use it for. But it works, and that's awesome. Okay, I don't want to print out the file extension anymore. That's for sure. Hold on, where is that happening? Here it is. Get rid of that. Okay. Now, I think in this one too, why don't we say import Cheerio from Cheerio? There we go. I think that's the TypeScript way to do it. All right, I think we are for real done. Okay. Get status. That package.json is always weird to me. Okay, we're gonna git add, and then we're gonna commit stable working image grabber. Okay. Okay, so install it, install from source with this, and we'll say install from npm with, and that's kind of undecided. We haven't made a package yet. And what's, okay, run from bin script, and that's going to be image grabber. Okay. building from source. We'll put, okay, this is going to be all building from source. And then, okay, so this is going to go up here. So this is going to be the quick start. The quick start is going to be install from npm with npm install, and then you run it. Or in whatever case, it's going to be like node modules /.bin /image grabber. Okay, so that should be enough instructions. And I do also want to link to the source code on the GitHub repo. And I think we already created one, right? Yeah. Image grabber TypeScript. Okay, we'll add that right there. Okay, so now I'm happy with all of that. Updating README instructions. Okay, then we'll push it. And then I think the last step is you just run npm publish. And now it's going to say, okay, cool, I tried to, but you must be logged in. Is it just npm login? It is. Awesome, npm. Okay, let me try and log in real quick. I do have an account. Alright, don't show my password. What? My email? I should already have an account. Logged in. Boom! npm publish. Boom! It's publishing! Okay, hold on. Now for my own... Now, if I need to push an update, to push updates, rebuild files with, sure, npm run build. Actually, it's npm run build, npm run watch, and npm run clean. And then log into npm, and then push to npm, npm publish, npm login, and let's say make changes and update version number, then rebuild the files, do all that, git add, git commit, updating README instructions, git push. Now wait, how did this, okay, it said it was done. Image grabber 101. Is it on? Is it up? Is it up? npm, are you there? What was it called? Image grabber? Search. Search faster. There it is. There it is, look. Unable to find a README. Oh, they don't recognize the RST. They don't recognize the RST. Okay, let me try this. Adding markdown README. That's probably going to break my formatting. Oh, yeah, so this is now image grabber. npm install image grabber. Okay. Now, let's see. Now I'm going to have to roll the version number again. 1.0.2. Now, if we push and we look, it totally broke my README, didn't it? Yeah, it really did. Okay, hang on. Let's just make it. Let's just make it markdown. Boom. Okay, almost done. Okay. I think we're good. I'll fix these real quick. Okay. Git add. Git commit. Git push. Confirm my README is not totally broken anymore. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay, so let's confirm. Let's try npm uninstall image grabber. And just make sure it's completely uninstalled. Now we'll try image grabber. Does not work. I will try npm install image grabber. It's installing. Okay, now we'll try image grabber. Oh no, okay, I guess it's gonna be, it's not in my path, but that's okay. Because it's gonna be in... Oh, it installed it into like my global... User local live node modules? I don't even know. Okay, well wherever they put it, or is it in .bin? Hold on. npm global binder Linux. npm bin display it. Okay. Yeah. No modules.bin image grabber. There we go. Just want to make sure it works, and it did. There we go. It just popped up the images. Okay. I'm so very happy with this. Now if we also go back to npm and check this out. Oh, I guess we're gonna have to do one more publish. Now that I rolled the version number and fixed the README. Okay, npm publish. Oh, I didn't even write it correctly, but I guess it knew what I wanted. Unable to find. Oh, let's give it a second to roll up the version. Maybe it didn't work. Okay, yeah, so that one's already... It's got to be processing still. So we'll just give it a minute. And while that's happening, I'm going to try and log in real quick. And then I can confirm that... Yeah, okay. Published version 1.0.2 just a few seconds ago. And there we go. Now the README actually shows up and is rendered on npm. Okay. Okay, cool. So now we've got all of our TypeScript. Oh, you know what? That D file doesn't need to be there. Not there. Because it builds... Yeah, okay. Wait, what happens? Oh, yeah. Clear, get status. Yeah, okay, so we can say removing unnecessary file. Okay, and then let's roll the version number 2. Okay, so now we roll the version number, and we should just be able to do npm publish. Because I did... Oh no... Yeah, okay, that worked. Okay, we're done. Good night. Okay, so... Yeah, we went through this, we did the whole agenda. Boom. That's our final product. It's our final product for the night. So, let's recap everything we did tonight. We learned how to install TypeScript, how to write a hello world and compile, how to auto compile and save, that's the -- watch flag, how to use TSLint and configure it to get the helpful messages. We reviewed all of the language features. We figured out how to import and export modules to be imported. And we learned how to package a module for NPM. And we actually built a working application with a launch and run script. Oh, wait a second. Something is missing. That bin directory should not be ignored. That bin directory actually has an important file. Adding in bin launch script. So we were pushing that bin script to npm, which is the launch script. But if we were to download that project and try and build it ourselves again, that file would be missing. Okay, so now that it's in there, that should be better. Yeah, that bin script is important. Okay. And yeah, so basically the program we wrote will... You give it a URL, and it fetches the URL, and then it uses Cheerio to process the page, and then it looks through it, and it looks for all of the images, and then it pulls out the source from the image, and then it generates the proper URL to download the image, and then it downloads all of the images. So you can see here, like, I ran it on a couple sites, and it basically just pulled down all the images. So that's all it does. For whatever usefulness that might be good for pen testing and bug bounty hunting. Could serve useful. But otherwise, that's that, and I'm super happy we got a working project pushed up to GitHub. Oh, you know what? Actually, while we're here, I should add to the README the npm package URL. There we go. Adding npm URL. Okay. And I'm not gonna roll a version number for that one, but cool. Awesome. So TypeScript is interesting. There wasn't really a whole lot of adapting that needed to be done. We did use a couple typed parameters, but other than that, you know, the imports are a little different. But other than that, it wasn't too different. But I do think that I will probably use TypeScript moving forward. I don't see any reason not to use it, because it does catch more errors, and it gives you better information and everything, so I like it. But anyway, this was a good session, and I thank everybody who came out and everybody who chatted. And I'll go ahead and do my plugs real quick before we go. So if you're not already on the Discord server, go to devdungeon.com, and in the right sidebar choose join me on Discord and come hang out. You can get my book, Security with Go. You can find all the code repositories that we work on in all these live streams at github.com/devdungeon. And if you subscribe, you can get the daily live streams. We've been doing all kinds of topics on various different things. So don't be a stranger. Come on back. Come hang out on the Discord, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.